A dedicated husband and father of 3, Simeon's wife is an RN at United Regional. And he remains passionate about how human-led creativity enhanced by AI can shape the future of marketing and workforce readiness. It is my pleasure to introduce this month's WF HRMA speaker, Simeon.
That guy sounds pretty good. So hopefully we can live up to the hype. Thank you very much, Megan. So here we are, an AI wake-up call for HR leaders. I don't want you to get left behind. So we're going to walk through a talk today. We've got 3 different parts. First part, we're going to kind of set the stage of what's going on in 2026. Then we're going to get into some hands-on things, and then we're going to kind of tie it all back together and do a recap. But before we do that, we have a special guest that we would like to bring in remote right now. So let's bring that up. Hey Chad, good morning. We are here in Wichita Falls. We're doing a presentation to HR leaders. We're going to be talking about AI and how it's impactful for their careers as well as their organizations. So give us 2 or 3 sentences. Let us know what they should be having on their mind and what you're thinking right now. But keep it concise.
Absolutely, and good morning. For your HR audience in Wichita Falls, you might want to emphasize that AI is becoming a practical co-pilot rather than a distant future trend. They should keep in mind how it can streamline recruitment, personalize employee development, and free up time for more strategic work. In other words, let them know it's less about replacement and more about augmentation.
Okay, that sounds great. We'll come back to you later in the presentation.
Absolutely. I'll be here whenever you need me. Good luck with the presentation, and feel free to jump back in if you need any more quick pointers.
I may actually need that. This is something that I want you to take away from this. When you're stuck, I don't know what to do, just say it. I don't know what to do. And Chad is incredible about guiding you through the process. There is a tsunami coming. It's happening. There is a great divide that is coming, and it's important that we understand and we choose at what level we want to participate in this. It is happening. You all are HR. You are the ones that are filling our halls with the people. You will see this. Job titles are going to change. Descriptions are going to change. What people are required to do are going to change. Some people won't be useful to the organization anymore that are today. I have to answer to myself, do I want to be relevant to my organization? You have to answer, are you going to be relevant? Like, man, Simeon, hey, we've seen a lot of stuff you do, and you're funny, and you're lighthearted. I am. What's at stake is my family's livelihood. Let that sink in. So let's get into the wake-up call. I was award-winning graphic artist, award-winning photographer, award-winning videographer, documentarian, built my career on my ability to create amazing things that other people couldn't, right? That's what I did, and I still continue to do it. So it was July of 22, and I got my invitation to DALL-E, which is ChatGPT's image generation model. Okay, so that launched first, and then in 23, that's when GPT hit, and the whole world changed. So I'm saying, okay, what is this AI image generator? This will be fun. Let's put something in here, which I now know is a prompt. Let's prompt this. And let's see a pink elephant swimming through an ocean of cotton candy with balloons coming across the sky, right? I like pink. And in seconds, it produced something that I knew firsthand from being a graphic artist what it would take to create that image. It did it in seconds, and it would have at least taken me hours. I knew right then my career was going to be completely different. And the option I had at that time was I can either act like this isn't happening, or I can get very curious and I can get involved with trying, what is this? Talking to people, asking questions, experimenting, learning. And now we're almost 4 years in, and that's what I've been doing. Experimenting, trying things out, figuring things out, understanding the ethical concerns of all this. Questioning people, what do you think about it? What are you seeing? As many people as I can talk to that I respect, what are you seeing? The scale of what's happening. Artificial intelligence is like electricity. It's like the Industrial Revolution. It's like fire. It's like the discovery of the wheel. All in one. I do truly believe it's that important, impactful in the way our humanity is going to be changed moving forward. I see the looks on your faces like, whoa, this is getting deep. It is deep. This is real. We are going into uncharted territory we've never been through. So, it's happening. It's going. It's growing. It's not a bubble. Oh man, this is just a fad. This is just something that we can use for dog pictures in our sauna. You can, and that's cool, right? It's fun to do that, Austin. Right?
Yeah,
it's fun. It's fun to do that. But it's like electricity. Look at all the different things electricity can do for us. AI is the same thing. Look at all the different things fire will produce. That's what AI is. It's everything at the same time. So, okay, hey, it's a bubble. There's the internet bubble that blew up. 90s and the 2000s, there was an internet bubble, right? It was. And a lot of companies lost a lot of money. But what happened to the internet? Was it a joke? Was it a fad? Was it this thing that, oh, hey, it's not real, it was just a bubble? No, the internet changed the way we communicate and exist on Earth, right? AI is 1,000 times on top of that. Oh, hey, this is just a bubble. There's all these billions and trillions of dollars that are being thrown around. Companies are going to lose a bunch of money, no doubt. Companies are going to make a bunch of money, no doubt. But this technology that is coming out is not going to go away. It's going to affect you. It's going to affect your kids. It's going to affect your grandkids and their great-grandkids. We're in a different world. So this is the wake-up call. Oh, man, Simeon, I still don't believe it. Okay, let's just take it one step further. Earlier, what was it, at the end of 25, or somewhere in 26, United States military took out the leader of Venezuela, right? That happened, okay? This is the military, one of the greatest militaries in the world, arguably. They leveraged artificial intelligence to pinpoint exactly where this man was, understood how to get inside of there, get him, and get out of there with like 0 casualties. They used AI to pull in all sort of data, intelligence, that would have taken humans weeks and weeks and massive teams, and they were able to do it. Okay, so not only is it something fun that we can talk about today, which we're going to, this is something that the very top of the world are pushing for this to continue to go. This is not going to end. If the United States says, oh, hey, we're just going to stop now, China is going to do its thing. And I'm not getting political. I'm just setting the stage, the scale of what is happening here. This is not going to stop. The question is, what role am I going to play actively to protect myself the best I can, and my family, and my organization? And you are the leaders of the organization. You are the ones that are hiring these people. So if you got to know about this. You have to know about this and be curious about it. They're saying in not so distant future, all Nobel Prizes, all of it, are going to be awarded by humans who are leveraging artificial intelligence. It's already happening. AI is going to get breakthroughs that we never could have imagined. Physics will get solved. Chemistry is going to get solved. Math is going to get solved. Time travel, who knows? Oh, that's crazy. Is it? How crazy is it that I just had that conversation with an artificial intelligent being? It's already begun. The race has begun, and it's not going to slow down. There has been a watershed moment that happened last year. I felt it. More people are talking about it, more communicating about it, like being aware of like, what is this for? I mean, hey, I've only been in this world for 4 years. There's people who have been in this world for 20, 30 years, you know, so I'm not trying to say I'm the best or the longest tenure, but I've been talking about it, and like people are like, bro, what are you even talking about? Now we all know. Raise your hand. Okay, check this out. Who's used chat over the last couple of weeks? Wow, okay. What's something fun you used it for? Tracy, what's something you used it for?
I used it today whenever I sent out the email about timesheets to
Okay.
find an interesting fact that happened today.
Okay.
And so the guy with the telephone called and said, hey, I need to see you in 1886 on March the 10th.
Okay, there we go. Lots of different ways that we can utilize this. The best thing that I know to do to help steer this, to use AI for good, to help my family, to help my organization, is to get involved in this, okay? OpenAI launched ChatGPT in 2023. Google had this technology. They knew how to do it. They already had the systems built. But OpenAI launched it, ChatGPT. And ChatGPT, OpenAI's perspective, was the best way that we can get people to learn about this is just put it out there and figure it out. Google said, hell no, this is too scary. We can't push this out to the people. So they were holding it back. OpenAI launched it, and they said, okay. Google says the only way we can do it now is have a say in this is if we get involved and go. Part of OpenAI broke off. They created a new company called Anthropic, and their chat bot is Claude. Just come with me, I'm not going to get in the weeds. That group was like, this is not safe, we can't push this out, we're going to like slow things up. There was, I don't know if you remember a couple of years ago, a big push by leaders across the world, stop AI for 6 months. We got to halt, we got to figure this out. But they wouldn't do that because if I'm going to stop and I'm building my whole, my business around this, I'm protecting my company with this, and you're still full force ahead, I'm like, I can't stop. If she's not going to stop, I can't stop. So they kept going. So Anthropic, Elon Musk with XAI, same thing. We got to stop this. We got to stop it. It wasn't stopping. So they all realized the best thing they can do is get involved and help steer the direction of where this is going. I'm not here to debate, is AI good? Is it not good? I think AI is neutral. It's how we utilize it. But for me, I knew in July 12, 22, I had to get involved with this. The race is begun, and no one's slowing it down. So the workforce, here we are, HR. All right, Simeon, what are we doing? We were thinking before ChatGPT launched, we were mostly seeing autonomous cars, right? It was Teslas. They're going. We're hearing Tesla's going to bring out their autonomous trucks. So that was it. Okay, truck drivers, sorry, it's over for you. That was the talk. Then ChatGPT launched. Then DALL-E launched, image generation, large language models. And who's the one on the chopping block? It's not the dude driving the truck. It's what they call knowledge workers. We have all this stuff inside of our brain that we can utilize for our careers. Well, guess what a large language model is excellent at? Identifying patterns, taking large amounts of information, processing it quickly. Everyone here in this room can make a logo that would have taken me hours. Copywriters. In my career, we have had a part of a budget for a copywriter. Nope, not anymore. Throughout my career, we paid people, hired people to do transcription. Hey, take this audio, make words out of it. Nope, we're not doing that. We don't need that. Jack Dorsey, who was the founder of Twitter, sold Twitter created his own company called Block. Maybe you've heard of Square, maybe you've heard of Cash App. That's him. A couple of weeks ago, he makes an announcement, hey, we're cutting 40% of our workforce. 4,000 people are gone. This is his words, I could kind of do this incrementally and drag this along. I'm just going to do it because bottom line, AI can do the job better than them. One of the biggest percentage cuts ever, 40%, it's over. Thankfully, I got my whole team here. Summer, Fernando, Austin, we talk about AI. We communicate about it. What are you doing with it? How are you utilizing it? What are you concerned about? We have those conversations. But I totally could. I could just sit on the sidelines and say, dumb. I'm going to go do my thing over here. I could. What's going to happen to my career? Really? Would I be sitting here talking to people who are at the forefront, very interested in taking their organizations to the next level? No. I'd just be like, yeah, that's dumb. I'm going to go do my thing. And they're like, hey, that's fine, Simeon. You can ride this for a little bit. But bro, you will get passed up. So that's the challenge. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? We could all just, I hate this, dumb. Or we can get active in playing a role in guiding our organization in ethical, secure usage of AI. What are you going to do? All right, part 2. Bro, woo-wee, glad that's over. Woo. Okay, shake it out, bro. I didn't know it was going to be that intense. It is intense, right? Okay, hey, let's just... all right, Sonia, thank you. I didn't know we were going to be going to school like that. And I feel like I just got slapped around, dude. And you're like, man, I thought I was going to come here for a good meal, see some people, going to do some prompts, see my dog in a sauna. And like, bro, you're telling me all this heavy stuff. It's a fact. This is a wake-up call. Do with this information whatever you want. You can walk out of here and be like, that dude, I didn't agree with anything he said. Awesome. Now let's just take a brief look. Let's get in and play around a little bit. Does that sound good? Y'all still with me? Talking to me. Yeah, we're with you, David. You with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, hey.
Always.
Right. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. What is a large language model? You can already see we're brightening up the colors, right? Oh, man. Felt like we were in like Mad Max for a minute there, Simeon. Bro, come on. There is abundant opportunity available. We are in a time right now, the most abundant opportunity ever is right here. We can grab the answer to almost anything anything we want to figure out. We can pretty much figure it out. But you know what else is happening? Equally competing. The most abundant noise and distraction is happening as well. That's real. That's just, well, I don't like this and that's not fair. Yeah, it's not fair, but what am I going to do about it? Large language model. When we say AI, it comes in a lot of different flavors, a lot of different interfaces. It does many different ways. The majority, when we think AI, we're thinking of a large language model. ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, things like that. High level, what's happening, they take a lot of data, a bunch of books, scrape all the information on the internet, they run it into a computer, they train it on all this stuff, then they came out with a way that these systems can just predict the next word. That's what's happening. So I say, hey, Chad, what's going on? I'm having a great day today. It understands by what I'm saying, it should react this way, and it's all happening in milliseconds, all in the background. So it's magical, but that's what's going on. Then the image generation is an image generation model. It's like a sister to this. Raise your hand if you've ever been tasked with something. Big deal, big project. Your boss tells you got to do this. Maybe your kids tell you got to do this. Your husband or your wife tell you got to do this stuff. Man, I don't have any idea how I'm going to do this. What am I going to do? We don't have to do that. We have access to assistants, mentors that can guide us through anything. So think big. Think huge. Think massive. Because there's going to be some of us that are going to say, hey, AI's here. That means I can just sit back and coast. True. Because AI can order my food for me. It can write text messages to my wife for me. It can give me all the social media layouts for the year. It can write job descriptions. It can do that, and I can hit it and just sit in. I'm going to go to sleep until 5 o'clock. Or we say, well, see, that normally took me 4 hours, 6 hours of my day. I can leverage AI, get it done in about 20 minutes, and I can go crush some big stuff. What are we going to do with it? All right, demo time. Who wants to see some demos? Who wants to see some real world stuff? Let's get into it. I do. Okay, disclaimer, and I'm going to read this because it's super important. Be cautious with confidential, sensitive, or proprietary content when you're using an AI tool. Free versions may collect and use your inputs to train their models. Most likely, there's not a may, they are. And typically do not guarantee confidentiality. Paid and enterprise versions have stronger protections, but regardless, never share personal identifiable information, protected health information, employee records, or proprietary business data without explicit approval from your organization. When in doubt, leave it out. So we're going to talk about a lot of stuff, and then you got to figure out where is your organization comfortable with. What is the platform that you utilize? Maybe some of you are on the Microsoft ecosystem, so Copilot might be the one that your company uses. Copilot's good. You can use that. All right. Let's go back to chat. Here we go. Here we go. We're inside of chat now. One thing I want to point out is you can use projects, create folders, and store all your conversations inside of there. So as an example, we have one right here. We label it HR Mentor. You can come in here, project settings, and you can set up the context that you want ChatGPT to respond to all these conversations in this folder from. So in particular, this one you could tell it, Chat, you are a world-class HR representative. You're well-versed in artificial intelligence, etc., all those things. Put it into here. And then all of your conversations, so they're all right there, and everything will be from that perspective. Like, okay, well, why does that even matter, Simeon? You could have an HR mentor. I have a special project where I track my food, right? That's just something that I do. So when the chat gets to the end and I have to start another one, it automatically knows to keep that same perspective. So it's a way to organize, keep things set up inside of this. You could have, if there was a particular style of the graphics that you like, you could set it up to where it always knows, keep these certain things in mind, use these fonts, etc. And then every time you start, you wouldn't have to say it again. Colors you like are all done. So, hey chat, I am an HR professional. I know that I should be utilizing AI, or I could be utilizing AI to help advance my career and guide our organization, but I'll be honest, I just have no idea what I should do at this point, where I should start, or even if AI can help me in my career. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Absolutely, and you're definitely not alone in feeling that way. A lot of HR professionals are at that exact starting line, wondering how AI can fit into their work. The good news is it absolutely can, and it can do so in a bunch of practical ways. For example, a lot of HR teams are using AI to help with things like screening resumes more efficiently, spotting trends in employee engagement data, or even offering personalized learning recommendations. And that can free you up to focus more on the human side of things, the strategic conversations and the culture building. To give you a little visual sense of what that might look like, here are some examples of how AI is being integrated into HR workflows.
Keep going.
Sure. So as you look through those examples, you'll see things like AI tools that can analyze large volumes of candidate profiles to highlight the best matches, or dashboards that show you patterns in employee sentiment over time. These kinds of tools aren't there to replace the human element, but to make your job a bit more efficient and let you focus on the more nuanced, people-centric parts of HR. And just to add a bit of context, you might find it helpful to check out tools or platforms that other HR leaders have found useful.
We'll just stop right there. So again, that's an example of I don't have any idea how to start, where to go. The blank screen is over. It's done. Well, I don't have to know where to start. All I have to do is be comfortable enough to ask and understand that the way that I'm utilizing this is acceptable by my organization. I would not recommend to say, hey, Susie's been making me mad. She's running her mouth in the hall every day. I hate the way she smells. Probably don't do that. But I need to have a difficult conversation with someone who is continually unprofessional. Let's just do this. Let's do it. Hey, Chad, I need some help. I am an HR professional, and I'm about to have a difficult conversation with someone who has continually been unprofessional at work. Would you kind of give me a little bit of advice how I could approach that? Please keep your answer concise. And this one I did. I'm just showing you different. Like, you can do voice and just talk back and forth, or you can do voice to text. So I just did that. I just typed it. Voice to text. And then here it comes back. Concise way to approach it. Start with facts, not emotion. Explain the impact. Invite their perspective. Reset expectations clearly. End with accountability and support. Okay. Now, do you take this another level? So we have SHRM, right? That's where you'll get your accreditation from. I'm sure they would have like a handbook, right, of some sort that say how to do these types of things. You can take that handbook. Remember we talked about projects. You can feed that entire handbook to your HR mentor, and you can set it up where all the responses that it gives you are based on evidence within the SHRM handbook. So right now, Chad is just kind of riffing, like just pulling up its best knowledge on here. But it may say something that would be wrong, completely wrong. Like, man, we'd never say that. But if you give it that handbook, then it can pull all the information based on that and then give you an answer. Always, no matter what, verify the information that Chad gives you. Always. Because Chad is great. I just Chad, these large language models. It's called sycophancy. That's the term, sycophancy. And that's where, when you're talking with the large language model, it makes you feel like you are the best. And oh my gosh, the sun is shining and I can't do any wrong. And man, every time I talk with Chad, I'm just floating sky. And I'm so handsome, and I've got all this money. Like, whoa, wake up. Did you read what this actually said? Oh, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to turn that in. You know, so we got to check what it says, because it's very good at like trying to please us and make us happy. So we got to check what it's telling us and verify that, okay? P.S. I don't know if you know, but we have handouts for everyone to take sample prompts, team conversations. It's double page. We try to bring some value that you can take home, experiment tonight, and talk with your teams tomorrow. But here's one more that I think is pretty cool. So, hey, chat. Again, I like what you've given me, these answers, these responses, but I want it more tailored to me specifically. So will you ask me some questions so I can help you understand who I am a little bit better? Please, I want you to have better context of my needs and who I am. What would those questions be? And then it's going to come up, great instinct. The more I understand how you operate, your role, your culture you work in, the more tailored my guidance. So you can go back, try this on your own, on any project that you're working on. Have it ask you questions so it can understand your perspective and what's important to you. So this just lists off a bunch of questions like, what kinds of HR challenges do you deal with most often? What are your professional, personal goals to get better at HR conversations? And then as you build this conversation and this history with chat, it will know you better and it can guide you to those solutions that are specific to you. So we want to do, I think we've got a fun project right here. Just kind of an example. Dog pictures on chat. Who loves it? Who loves it? Come on, I do. Austin's been decorating his bathroom and his house with photos like this. He'll say, hey, Chad. Yeah, he's the man. Hey, Chad, create a picture of my dog at a spa. Boom. Here we go. Here's a golden retriever enjoying a day at spa. That's awesome, except what?
Don't have a golden retriever.
I don't have a golden retriever. I've got a Dachshund that's black and white. But Chad didn't know that. It's going off of what I said. So what do I say? Come on, Chad, that's really great, but I want it to look like my dog, Chewy. He's the man, which is a miniature black and white Dachshund. Here's a picture. Now, with new context, now I can be cool like Austin and have this hanging up in my bathroom, okay? So that's just an example of giving additional information so we can get specific to us. Same would be like if you're going on vacation. You want to make sure that it lands. Summer, I know we talked about you've used it for traveling. Where is somewhere that you've gone, Summer?
Hawaii.
Gone to Hawaii. Okay, so if you tell Chad, hey, I'm going to Hawaii in a couple of weeks, tell me what I should do. Give me a great vacation. It's just going to pull it from random, right? But if I say, hey, I'm going with my husband, we're active people, we like to eat hamburgers, and our favorite thing to do is go surfing. It's going to be quite a bit different output that it's going to give them. So it's a mindset shift. Because everyone in this room has access to a world-class consultant, a world-class assistant, and mentor. If you want to have a conversation that's going to get pretty close to a senior chief HR person, 40 years experience, he or she's been through it all, you can talk to them. If you want to have a data scientist in your pocket, you can do that. So expect it. Where I'm at right now, if I don't get the result that I'm hoping for out of it, I don't say it's the model's fault. I say somewhere I made a miscommunication. Somewhere I'm saying this word that it's thinking this. So I'm talking with our team. It's not the AI. That's what I default to. Of course, it is at times, but how could I have worded it different? Dream big, go for big problems, big things, because it is going to happen. More and more positions are going to go away. And the way we are showing our value to the organization that we can think big is going to matter. It is. And if we say, no, I'm just going to be down here, the computer came along. And if people say, I will continue to do a paper and pen until I die. Maybe you will, but you're not going to work for us. Because that's going to take you days when we can just run this Excel sheet and it's going to run the calculations and all of this. Look at that. That's a smile, right? Remember when we used to play? Remember playing? How fun that was? Kids learn by playing. Okay? That's our default. Pick up a square, have fun with it, chew on it, don't choke on it, don't swallow it. Try and stick it in, a square doesn't go in here. Play. That's how we learn. So encourage your team to experiment. Give them the parameters, give them the sandbox, okay, and say, this is the safe way we can use AI at our organization. And then let them go with it. Let them try it. We started at beginning of this year in our weekly huddles. What was your wins for the week? What was your biggest struggles for the week? What are you most proud of? And then towards the end of the conversation, how did you utilize AI this week? What did you learn? Every one of us, we have to bring something to the table. Sometimes it's, the dog made this I did this cool picture of my dog. So me, as the leader of the team, why would I encourage and be excited about someone on the team playing about pictures with a dog? Why would I encourage that? They're learning, right. And guess what? Austin has shown me, okay, he understands how to image generate. He understands how to navigate it to something he wants. So it's not much further if Austin's like, hey man, we need to push out information about a fraud that's coming. It's very relevant to our members. It's happening. I want it to look good. I want have some inspiration. Give the inspiration pieces to it, and it'll push it out. And then I understand he knows how to do that. Go for it, man. Safely, securely, ethically within the sandbox. Yeah, we can do that. Can we put in Jim, John, social number 3838, put it into there? No, we can't do that. We can't share things like that. But could we make a flyer promoting fraud awareness and make it look really, really awesome? Not like the same ChatGPT flyer that you get sick of seeing on your feed? Yeah, we can do that. We can totally do that. Dun, 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 the final challenge. Does anybody recognize that guy? Who is it? Yeah, that is, right? So, hey, all the images in here, we use a platform called Midjourney. Okay, it's kind of like ChatGPT, but they focus on image generation and video. So inside of Midjourney, hey, we're the wrap up, the final challenge. We wanted something that looks like Nintendo from the 90s. And this is what it came up with. Yeah, I'm into that. It's almost exactly 4 years for me that I had my aha moment. We have all had our different moment, right? Please, raise your hand if at any point along this line you used AI and it blew your mind. What? Tell me an example. Maybe one of the first time it happened. Or can you?
I don't know. I used it this morning on some homework that I had for a leadership class.
Okay.
It was asking me to do a time exercise, evaluate my calendar, and where do you delegate your time? I don't have time to do that.
Yep.
So I was like, let me just throw my week, the week in there. For example, it spit it out in the quadrants I needed, and it took me 10 minutes. What would have taken me 3 hours? That I don't want to evaluate my schedule when it can do it for me.
Someone else, give me another one. Hit it.
I had a full department ask for a wellness challenge, and it was at the end of the year, so I was slammed.
Mm-hmm.
And I just asked it to create a challenge with some specifics. I was pretty specific with what I wanted.
Great.
And it spit out an entire auto-formulated Excel sheet that with a leaderboard. I mean, it would have taken me a week to do that, and it took me 5 minutes.
Okay, so given the time of year, your workload, your stress level, what was the likelihood that would have happened if you weren't using AI?
It would have happened,
last
but it
year.
would caused me a lot of it would have been I would have been overloaded.
Yep.
That's a burnout that I just don't want.
There we go.
The other benefit to me is I was on a meeting listening while I was copying it in. I was multitasking in the moment when if you would have had to focus on that for so long. I mean, you can just do so many other things.
How many of you, if it is allowed with your organization, are no longer taking notes, but you're recording with audio, transcribing in, and then having AI sift through it, right? Time saver, right? Big time. These are just things that are coming out of 3-4 people's heads that we're just riffing. Wichita Falls, things that we can think of. It will also do everything close to that a high-level physics person needs. It will do whatever we think about, whatever we need, it will do it.
Yeah.
Every industry, every need, every question. What am I going to do with this power? If you are someone in the room I am very against AI, I feel passionate about this, I would encourage you to get involved and help steer the ship. Help guide your organization in the direction that you feel is ethical, secure, and that will protect. Because AI is neutral. It's not good, it's not bad. Humans are good, humans are bad. Electricity is not good or bad. Fire's not good or bad. A wheel is not good or bad. It's how do we use it? Right? How are we going to use it? AI has been advancing 20, 30, what it was like the 50s, right? When it was really starting. So, we're that long into it, 70 years. This large language model moment's been about 3 years that it's been public for us. Everything we've talked about is the worst it will ever be. This is going to advance rapidly. And it's going to multiply and keep stacking and keep going. It's not going to stop. Well, what are we going to do? That's it. That's what I got. I hope this was a wake-up call. I hope we got some questions. I hope we got some concerns. I hope we got some passion. I hope we got some fire. I hope maybe disagreement. I hope we got some of that. I would encourage you to continue the conversation. We have, like I said, we got a handout over there. Please get it on your way out. There's a documentary in there I highly recommend. There's some podcasts that I listen to, some places I go to stay up to date on research. We have some talks you can give to your team to experiment and play around with. We have some recommendations for how to lead some team huddles. Questions? Thoughts?
I'm curious on your perspective from a collegiate standpoint from being a professor.
Yep.
And then even breaking it down further into high school, junior high, elementary.
Yep.
What do you see happening?
It's not going away. I lean towards, I think it would be necessary to have like whatever they would call like a blackout class where everything is pen and paper. We do have to understand how to do these things. But then once it's over, like Fernando just got hired with us. He's our brand new on the team. Today's his second day. In the interview, was AI brought up in our conversation?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Did you leverage AI in your final assignment that you turned in to join the team?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and how was my perspective on the fact that you said that?
I think you embraced it. Yeah, you like to see that it's being used.
That's what I think. I think utilize it, experiment with it. There are going to be ones of us that just want to kick back and get lazier, just like I can get bloated and overweight from overeating the abundance of ease that I can go grab calories, like, right? I mean, that is there for me to overuse as well.